Is this the end of the Wrestling Fellas as you know it? Welcome everybody to another video here on the Wrestling Fellas YouTube channel. I'm Matt, and as always, normally during midweek we give an update on what happened at the weekend, what happened the week before to do with wrestling. Obviously this week we would be speaking about Forbidden Door, NXT Heatwave and Clash in Paris coming up this week. We'd also have a prediction video this week for Clash in Paris. However, things are going to go different for the next couple of weeks, and I'll tell you why in a second. But as always, please go and follow us on our socials. We're Wrestling Fellas everywhere: TikTok, Facebook, X, Instagram. Please go and subscribe or like or follow us on all them pages. We go live for every WWE, AEW and NXT pay-per-view premium live event. We might not do for certain events like NXT this weekend because we just watched Forbidden Door. And it finished at about 11 o'clock for us in the UK. And I just finished work. So I was literally finishing work, watching football, then coming to watch wrestling. I couldn't stay up for another couple of hours. Even though after watching it, I probably would have. But please go and follow us on our socials. And subscribe on here, share with your friends, and like the video. I'd really appreciate it. So let's get up to... We're going to talk, give an update on the channel. We are going to talk about Forbidden Door, and we're going to talk about Clash of Paris this weekend and NXT Heatwave. Now, this ain't going to be your normal hour and a half main event video that you normally used to. Obviously, I'm on my own, so it's literally me just talking to you guys. I'm sorry if you don't like my views, or you always had an issue with me, or you don't like the videos I do. I'm sorry, but because of circumstances that's happened, I didn't want to just not put anything out. But let's get to an update on the channel. So basically, every Tuesday, me and John sit down, we have a chat and discuss the week prior and Raw about wrestling and what's gone on and updates, news, stories, and we have a back and forth on our discussions and how we feel. John, at the moment, health-wise, isn't doing too well. So for the next couple of weeks, I don't know how long for, but for the next couple of weeks, he's taking a step back to focus on his health, which I've told him to do, Ted's told him to do, and obviously his family and stuff. He needs to focus on himself and get himself better. That is the main thing throughout all this, is for John to get better. So John, best wishes, mate. I spoke to you obviously yesterday. I hope you're okay. If we could all give John a get well message in the comment section below, he'll love it. He reads all the comments, so leave John a nice get well soon message in the comment section below for him. Ted took a step back a few months ago as well. He was burnt out from wrestling after the lead up to WrestleMania, then going to Japan, fitting everything around wrestling in Japan. He was a bit burnt out, so Ted is no, obviously we broke the news the other week. Ted isn't doing videos anymore for the channel. He's only doing prediction videos because we need him for that, which he's happy to do. And he's also doing the lives with us. So where does that leave it? Well, for the next couple of weeks you've just got me. So I'm sorry if you don't like my views, you don't like how I put things forward or I say things, or you don't like the fact that I kind of shit on AEW and, like, you know, I'm sorry, but that's how it's going to be for the next couple of weeks. It was easy for us just to put a little video out saying what's going on, and that was it. I didn't want to do that. I want to carry it on. I want to talk to you guys. I want the comments. I want the likes. I want to know that you guys are getting at least one of the fellas thoughts this week. Okay? So yeah, we're going to talk about Forbidden Door. We're going to talk about NXT Heatwave. We're going to talk about Clash in Paris. Bear with me. I am on my own. Normally I have someone jumping in and discussing a certain topic with me. And I know John would have loved to talk about Forbidden Door because obviously it's AEW and it was in the UK, and I have a feeling he liked it. We've not spoke about Forbidden Door at all with him. I'm a little bit different, but we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, let's get into Forbidden Door. So, Forbidden Door in London, England, in the O2. I will say I missed the first match. I missed Edge and Christian versus Killswitch and Kip Sabian. I was watching Man United at the time. Yeah, I would have rather watched AEW. So I'm not going to comment on the first match. I've not even gone back and watched it. I've been a bit busy over the past couple of days. So I still need to watch that match. So I'm not going to give my opinion on that match or the pre-show. I don't watch the pre-show anyway for AEW. But I'm not going to give my thoughts on the pre-show at all. So we'll start off with the match I actually came in right at the start of, and that's Kyle Fletcher, who was defending his TNT Championship against Hiromu Takahashi. Now, I'm sorry if I butchered the Japanese names. It's not my cup of tea. What I will say about the event as a whole is I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I really enjoyed All In. All In, every time the AEW do All In, it just smashes the other one out the park. It's just always great. I feel like this isn't much of a forbidden door anymore, because we see these people on TV anyway. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, I remember Takahashi being in AEW at one point, or Bowzilla, or Persephone. Zack Sabre Jr. has been in AEW before. So I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, this is a forbidden door. Because it isn't. We've seen 90% of these wrestlers already in AEW. So I don't get the forbidden door thing anymore. They could have just called it something else. I'm sure they could have come up with a name. Kyle Fletcher, Hiromu Takahashi. It was alright for me. I like Kyle Fletcher. I really like Kyle Fletcher. I said it on the live. If packaged right and done right, he could be a version of Randy Orton back in 2004, 2003. Just because he's got the look, and he's a typical heel that you want to hate. And that is perfect for the character of Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis being with him, I have no issue with Don Callis being with him. I have an issue with the Don Callis family, which we'll come to soon. But in terms of this match, it was okay. It didn't blow me out the water. I just don't like the Japanese wrestling. I just don't like it. I don't get it. So people know Japanese, like Ted loves Japanese wrestling and was a bit excited to see Takahashi. I couldn't give a shit. But I love Kyle Fletcher, so it was alright. It was an okay match for me. It didn't blow me out the water like the Kyle Fletcher Will Ospreay match a couple of months ago in the steel cage. Was that last year? No, it wasn't last year. I can't remember. Mercedes Moné, Alex Windsor, Bowzilla, Persephone, Mercedes Moné obviously retaining her TBS championship. Mercedes Moné had the big entrance, obviously with the guards holding up the titles. The guards were all independent wrestlers from the UK. I don't know any of them, but they're all from different companies around the UK, which is cool to see. They had it on Raw as well, with the security guards with Roman and Bronson trying to break that fight up. This match was clunky as fuck. It didn't go well. If this match was just Mercedes Moné and Alex Windsor for me, it would have been perfect and it would have been a great match. I just feel adding Bowzilla and Persephone in, it didn't do anything for the match. I feel, and a lot of people in the chat on Sunday agreed, it was very clunky. It was very all over the place. It just didn't mix well. The crowd were into it, but for me, it just didn't flow well. Mercedes' best matches are with Toni Storm or with Chris Statlander. Sometimes Willow. But I feel like if it was just Mercedes and Alex Windsor, it would have been a lot better. So, I don't have an opinion on Bowzilla Persephone. It's the first time I've seen him. They were okay. I think it was Persephone, the one from CMLL. Yes, so Persephone. I thought Persephone did well. I thought Persephone did okay. Bowzilla wasn't really into it at all. Didn't do anything. It reminded me of a B-Tech Masha Slamovich. It wasn't Mercedes' best match. But I feel like if it was Mercedes Moné and Alex Windsor, it would have been great. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Nigel McGuinness for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I hate Zack Sabre Jr. with a passion. His matches bore me. It's just rest holds and submissions, and it's not my cup of tea. However, this match actually surprised me. I did go for a Daniel Garcia heel turn. That didn't happen. However, it looked like it was on the verge of happening. Just the way Daniel Garcia was looking at Nigel McGuinness as he was getting his hand raised because of he was in the UK and, you know, having his moment in the ring. This match surprised me. I actually enjoyed this match, which I didn't think I would. I love my Nigel McGuinness. When we did our top 5 British wrestlers last year, I put Nigel McGuinness in my top 4, I think. Top 5. It was definitely, obviously, top 5. It was in my top 5. And I just think Nigel McGuinness as a wrestler is great. And what he's done in Ring of Honor, he's done for the UK scene. Obviously, commentator in NXT. And then going to AEW. I think Nigel's great. Zack Sabre Jr., still not his biggest fan. But that match surprised me and I enjoyed it. Bro Dido versus the Hurt Syndicate versus FTR for the AEW World Tag Team titles. This match was fine. I enjoyed watching it until the last 5 seconds when it came down to the pinfall, and it was just a clusterfuck of what just happened. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was Dax. No, it wasn't. It was Cash. The finisher happened. They went for the pin. Brody, I think it was Brody or Bandido. One of them went for the pin, and it looked like Cash should have broke it up sooner, but didn't. It was just clunky. It just looked clunky. It didn't look clean. I was very surprised with the winners. I wasn't expecting Brodido to win the tag titles. I was expecting the FTR to win and then go and face Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for the tag titles at All Out. So I was very surprised to see that. FTR are one of the best tag teams in the world. And they don't need Stokely with them at all. There is no reason for Stokely to be with FTR. Hurt Syndicate, I've never been keen on Lashley. Benjamin I really like. I think Benjamin's the complete wrestler in terms of in-ring. I feel like his mic skills aren't great, but in-ring he's the perfect wrestler. Brody King deserves so much more than a tag match. It is unreal. Brody King deserves a singles title. Give him the TNT title. Have him feud with Kyle Fletcher or Okada for the unified title. Like, he deserves more than tag team and to be with Bandido. Nothing against Bandido. I kind of like Bandido. But I just want Brody King on his own. I just think it'll be so much better on his own. With the Hurt Syndicate losing, what do you do with the Hurt Syndicate now? The tag team's gone probably as far as they can by winning the tag titles and holding it since January, I think it was, when they came in. Oh no, it was before that. It was November. I don't know what you do with them. Do you put Bobby Lashley in the main events, Shelton going for the TNT or the Unified? I don't know. But it was interesting to see them not get the pin, and FTR got pinned instead of Hurt Syndicate, especially with the rumours coming out that a few people were unhappy about taking the pin in that match, and that's why it got put to a triple threat. Whether them rumours are true or not, you believe what you believe. But that's, for me, that explains why they didn't get pinned and FTR did. FTR weren't asked about taking the pin because the professionals, whereas Lashley probably went, nah, I can't be asked with that. I'm not taking the pin. So that would explain that situation, that scenario. But yeah, new tag champs in Dido and Brody King. Okada, speaking of Okada, Okada defeated Swerve for the AEW Unified title. After the match, we'll talk about the match first. The match was great. It's another match I really enjoyed. Swerve's one of my favourites in AEW, and so is Okada. Which is weird because I said the Japanese wrestling isn't my thing. I think it's different when you're in front of a crowd that can chant and can actually react, because in Japanese wrestling, from what Ted's told me, they don't react, they're silent to respect the artwork in the ring. The match was great. I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was fantastic. Another outstanding performance by Swerve. After the match, we got a return from Wardlow, who took out Swerve. And Onana, Prince Nana, Onana. That's the night go. I wish he'd take him out. Prince Nana. But yeah, like Wardlow returned, and I thought finally we're going to get a Wardlow that is going to be dominant. He's going to absolutely tear through the whole AEW main event scene. And then he signs with the Don Callis family. Now, this is my issue with the Don Callis family. Carl Fletcher needs Don Callis. I'm fine with Carl Fletcher being it. Lance Archer I don't care about. I stopped caring about Lance Archer in 2010. Takeshita, he doesn't really need the Don Callis family. But I can understand why he's in there, because he needs a spokesperson for him. Okada's in the Don Callis family. Doesn't kind of need him. He can just do it on his own. They don't need Wardlow. Wardlow, like Brody King, can do shit on his own, so let him do shit on his own. It's pissed me off that he's back in the Don Callis family. Obviously, we'll find out more tonight on Dynamite, but it really annoyed me that he went back to the Don Callis family, because I just feel like he's better than the Don Callis family. He so is. And I want a Wardlow that's... Obviously, no one's going to be Batista, but like a Batista. Like, absolute dominant. Takes the world title, runs with it, and just takes out everyone. That's what I want for Wardlow. I just feel in the Don Callis fan, we ain't getting it. Timeless Toni Storm defeated Athena by submission for the AEW World Women's Championship. Toni Storm, her entrance, she had the... she looked like the Duchess... I can't remember what we said. It's from the Wayne Regal match from 2001. From the Queensberry Rules match from 2001 Backlash when Regal faced Jericho. Her outfit was weird. Her face paint was weird. There was something weird about it, and like the face paint was so just pale. But cool, like a cool entrance. Obviously, they were in the UK, so they wanted to give the big entrances to people. So no, that was cool as well. Obviously, Athena was cashing in on a Casino Gauntlet contract. I love Athena. I've loved her since I saw her in NXT as Ember Moon. This match was not either. Toni is the complete wrestler. She's up there with the Charlottes, the Baileys, the Beckys, the Rheas, the Biancas. You know, the Livs. She's up there with she has everything. She has everything. And as we've seen at WrestleMania, Tiff and Charlotte, you think, because Tiff's got it all as well, to be fair, you think this match is going to be great, and it really wasn't. It was poor. It wasn't poor, but it weren't great. And it shows, as much as people are great, Styles clash. No pun intended on AJ Styles. This wasn't great for me. I went from 3 matches I enjoyed to this, and it just felt slow. It felt lethargic. It felt weird. I'm like, I know it's probably because it's a brand new opponent for Toni Storm that we'd not seen before, but it just felt weird. Like, the styles didn't work well. Athena's great. Toni's great. The match just didn't go well. Athena lost, obviously. So what do we do with Athena now? Rumors are her contract's coming up in the next month or so. Is that why he didn't put the title on her? Is she leaving? I don't know. I feel like if she came back to WWE, she'd get lost in the shuffle. As much as the SmackDown women's side kind of needs it at the moment. To be fair, Raw, I mean, none of them do, because they've got women wrestlers just sitting there doing that all. Hangman Adam Page defeated MJF for the AEW World title. Had Page been counted out or disqualified, he would have lost the title. MJF's Casino Gauntlet Championship match was not on the line here. Great. Great. MJF is probably my favourite. Oh, he's on par with Swerve, actually. MJF is and Swerve are my favourite wrestlers in AEW. So anything MJF does for me is absolute gold, and this match was gold. I thought we'd get something from the Hurt Syndicate, considering MJF got kicked out of the Hurt Syndicate, and with Lashley's threat that if MJF wins the title, then Lashley's going to be there for as his first challenger. I feel like that's the only thing that probably missed. I know Ricochet and the other people came out. I don't know the names. Other people came out. Obviously Briscoe came out. I just feel like if you were to build the feud up between MJF and Bobby Lashley, that's the way you do it. But it was a great match. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, MJF's gold in everything he does, and Hangman Adam Page is slowly becoming a favourite of mine in AEW. I think he's great. Then the lights out match. Now, I have an issue with this stipulation. Why the fuck do you need to turn the lights off and then back on? It means fuck all. We all know it's still AEW. And I know WWE doing an unsanctioned match. And I never got the unsanctioned match shit. But if the match works well, it works well. You could have just said this was an unsanctioned steel cage match. I know they're trying to be different. Lights out. Kind of thing. The crowd were dead in this as well, I think, because what hour we would have been going there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would have been 4 hours and 15 minutes. They've just been cheering for a full card. And then you get into a big steel cage match. It felt a bit lackluster because the crowd were into it. It was, let's obviously say who's in the match. The Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. Who, by the way, I hate that name so much. Darby Allin and Tanahashi and Will Ospreay defeat the Death Riders, which was Claudio and John Moxley. No Wheeler. The Young Bucks, Gabe Kidd. Obviously, Shafir and Wheeler. Wheeler was outside. Just get rid of Utah. If you're not going to have him included in this stuff and you're going to be on the edge of we're waiting to see him get kicked out, just get rid of him. He don't add anything to it. Don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic wrestler and he looks the part, but you're not doing anything with him at this point. Just let him go, and they probably do Ring of Honor for a bit and then come back and challenge Kyle Fletcher or something. The match itself was alright. I didn't have any issues with it. Ted's probably going to be jumping up and down when I say this. I didn't mind Gabe Kidd in the match. I don't get the Tanahashi thing. Again, just me. Cole I've seen obviously in AEW and WWE when he was in NXT for a bit. Surprise, surprise, Will didn't lose. The Bucks, I loved their Bucks entrance. I thought it was great. Obviously, going back to when the first music they had and stuff. Will Ospreay got his grand entrance. I did the video package for him with Alex Windsor talking over it. Obviously got his big UK entrance that he got a bit emotional for in the ring. As I mentioned, the Bucks got their little entrance with the old theme and stuff and the generic Titantron, which is obviously going down that storyline with them. So that was cool to see. Tanahashi got a big cheer as well from the fans. And as the Death Riders were making their way out, Gabe Kidd, Cesaro were hiding in the shadows, and as Moxie was walking towards the camera, each came out, which was also a cool little scene. I thought that was pretty cool to see, and added intrigue more into the match for myself. Yeah, the match was great. Blood, passion, sweat, tears. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's been 3 days since this, so I can't remember exactly everything that happened in the match. After the match, as the cage was going up to let everybody out, also as people were leaving the cage, Shafir and Euler were were waiting ringside, and as soon as everyone left, they got into the cage, locked the cage, and the Death Riders attacked Will Ospreay, doing several German suplexes, power driver. I think they did. I'm not 100% sure on that one. And took out Will, which obviously keeps him out of action for a bit for neck surgery. Again, it was all right. I didn't find that. I feel like the lights off thing, that it just annoyed me. Like I need WWE, the unsanctioned stuff, it annoys me. Just call it what it is. It's a hardcore match. Or as WWE calls them, Extreme Rules matches. Anything goes. That annoys me as well. They've got anything goes, falls count anywhere, hardcore. Like, it's all under one bracket. It's weird. Overall, Forbidden Door, I gave All In 9.5. I'd give Forbidden Door, I'd probably give it 7.5, personally. Again, guys, this is just my opinion. Don't start crying in the comments going, oh, he doesn't know wrestling. It's my opinion. I loved All In. I thought All In was one of the best AEW pay-per-views they've ever put on. Forbidden Door, for me, didn't hit the mark. I enjoyed 1, 2, 3, 4 matches out of the 13 that was on the card. Yeah, it is what it is. Next one's All Out. Obviously, nothing's been announced because we just finished Forbidden Door. But it'd be very interesting to see what comes out of that. Obviously, the poster is Edge because it's in Toronto, I believe. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So we're gonna get something I feel like we're gonna get Edge and Christian for the tag titles. I reckon FTR probably win the title. I don't know actually, but I reckon FTR might win the titles about just before the event. And it's FTR versus Edge and Christian for the tag titles. Edge's contract comes to an end very soon. Obviously myself included, hoping he goes back to WWE to have one last match with John Cena. But we'll see. But that was Forbidden Door. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on Forbidden Door. NXT Heatwave, I watched NXT Heatwave the next day. I thought NXT Heatwave was great. I proper enjoyed it. And again, this is probably me liking the entertainment side more than the wrestling side. Lola Vice defeated Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan. A great match between all three of them. It got a bit clunky in the middle. But I thought it was great. Lola Vice obviously just signed a new contract with WWE. So Lola Vice gets her shot at the NXT Women's Championship at No Mercy against Jacy Jayne, if she's still the champion by then. Mate, just give it to Jada Parker. All three women there, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, and Lola Vice, deserve a chance at the NXT Women's Championship or the NXT North American Women's Championship. They're great. And that match showed because it worked really well. Dark State defeated Hank and Tank. Dark State are your new NXT Tag Team champions. And as we saw last night on NXT, they came out and warned Obafemi as he was in the ring talking to Ricky Saints after Ricky Saints just won the match to face Obafemi at No Mercy. Obviously they came down to attack Ricky Saints and Obafemi, and then Hank and Tank came out and made the save and make it even, which ran the champions off. I don't have an issue with Dark State winning the tag titles. I feel like the tag division in NXT is a bit poor. I would have liked Hank and Tank to have a bit more of a run with it. But I'm okay with Dark State winning it. It gives them more credibility going into feuds or going over, if they're going to TNA or whatever. It gives them more credibility. Ash by Elegance, this is the one that surprised me. Ash by Elegance defeated Jacy Jayne and Masa Slamovich for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Mental. I wasn't expecting Ash by Elegance to win. I was expecting, if anyone was going to win, I thought it was Jacy Jayne to retain the title. And when it comes to Bound for Glory, Jacy Jayne loses it to whoever. But it was a good match, a good triple threat match. I said it after TNA Slammiversary. I don't think Ash by Elegance, or Dana Brooke as she was known in WWE, I don't think she's improved a hell of a lot. But this match was something different for her. It's like she had something to prove. Yeah, I don't feel like Ash by Elegance improved a hell of a lot. However, this match, it's like she had something to prove. obviously coming back to NXT and winning the title where she didn't win anything in NXT. So the game, the match worked well between all three of them. Jacy Jayne doesn't get enough credit for the double champion she's been, or for the NXT Women's Champion she's been. People like shitting on Jacy Jayne, but Jacy Jayne's doing a great job of being champion. The issue Jacy Jayne had, she was under Mandy Rose, and everyone's expecting her to be a Mandy Rose kind of person. She's nothing like Mandy Rose. She's her own person. Blake Monroe defeated Jordynne Grace. I wasn't really interested in the match, to be quite honest with you. Jordynne Grace's music is awful, by the way. It's dreadful. It's not over till I win. It's just shit. Well, the match was okay. It personally didn't do anything for me. I feel like Blake Monroe could do more. Jordynne Grace, she's struggling down in that. She's still not won the NXT Women's Championship, which is mental. But I feel like Mariah May is probably the next one for it. So Blake Monroe's the next one for it. So Jordynne Grace, I feel like we'll get her opportunity. It's just how long do they keep her down there before they need to bring her up to the main roster? I don't know. This match was entertaining as hell. Ethan Page, Chelsea Green with Alba Fyre and Piper Niven defeated Tavian Heights and Tyra May Steele. I'm not keen on Tyra May Steele. I didn't watch LFG fully. Me, Ted, and Dave, one of our mods, watched LFG for the first 3, 4, 5 episodes or whatever it was. And then Ted went to Japan and he came back and we never carried on with it. Obviously Ted did because he has the ability to watch it. I just didn't. But the match itself was great. I really enjoyed it. I think Ethan Page, Chelsea Green, I feel like it's great, and we could potentially. I want to see a new Team Canada, but in NXT. I think it'd be great with Ethan Page as the leader, with Chelsea Green with him, and adding other Canadian wrestlers to it. I think it'd be great. And them two work so well together. It's unreal. It's entertaining, and he carried on NXT this week, so. And then the main event, Oba Femi defeated Jovan Evans. What a fucking main event! I don't rate Jovan Evans. I think he's got a high future, but I just feel like there's so many people like him at the moment. However, this match kind of shut me up a bit. I thought it was great. The way Oba just picked him up and he threw him through the table from the ring. Some of the catches Javon was doing with the cutter, mate, it was so good. And Oba Femi obviously won. We all knew. Someone asked me during the Forbidden Door stream what's going to happen with Oba Femi and who's his next challenger. I said his next challenger is probably going to be Ricky Saints, and then that's what happens at the end of Heatwave. Ricky Saints walks out, stares down Oba Femi. There we have it. NXT Heatwave, very good. I'd probably say it was probably the best NXT PLE this year. Stand and Deliver was very good. I'd probably put it second. Heatwave always smacks though. Like last year's Heatwave was great. It was the Fatal 4-Way, won it between Javon, Trick, Ethan, and Sean Spears. I thought that was great. So yeah, no, Heatwave very good. But before we get into Clash, let's just look at some news. Obviously, during NXT Heatwave, it was announced that the Speed Championships will now be exclusive to NXT. Obviously, the Speed partnership with X, the contract is over, it finished, and with the views it was getting, WWE didn't see the need to renew it with X, so they have gone to put the titles on NXT. Obviously, So Ruka is the current is the current Speed champion for the women. The men, I think it's El Grande Americano currently. I don't think he's going to be on NXT, so they'll probably crown a new champion. Thoughts on it? Speed titles. It'd be better if the cruiserweight titles. I don't need a women's cruiserweight and a men's cruiserweight. But if you're gonna have them, just rename them to the cruiserweight championships, or light heavyweight, or whatever you want to call them, featherweight. Just change the name from Speed, because I know they're keeping the 5-minute concept matches. You could have so many more great matches under the cruiserweight name. Even if you want to keep him in the speed championships, but have him as cruiserweight division, you could take the 5 minutes away and just have matches for him. It'll just work well. Obviously, Ricky Saints, as we said, is the new number one contender for the NXT Championship at No Mercy. A blindfold match happened. Lexis King. Who the fuck did Lexis King face? My mind's gone blank. Oh, Miles Bourne. Of course it was. And it was a blindfold match. Lexis King won. NXT was okay this week. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice build up. It's the first time I've watched NXT for a while, and I enjoyed NXT, so says something when I enjoy it. I don't think the only other thing I could say, obviously last night in Manchester, The Miz was doing a promo in the ring at the house show, and Joe Hendry showing up. Joe Hendry beat The Miz. Becky Lynch is in trouble on WWE, and I agree with what's being said here. Now, people can call me woke. I'm not woke, trust me. However, Becky Lynch came out with a comment saying the only good thing to come out of here died a month ago. Obviously, they were in Birmingham in England, which is where Ozzy Osbourne was born, and that was his hometown. He had good sense to move to LA proper city because I lived in Birmingham. I died too. I heard that comment and I wasn't happy. I'm a Ozzy Osbourne fan. I absolutely adore Ozzy Osbourne. When I heard that, I was took back and I was like, I think it's probably too soon. Personally, to me, it pissed me off, but I wasn't like crying or like I'm mad. I'm gonna stop watching WWE for a week. It pissed me off a little, but it was like, yeah, that's it, done with. However, Kelly Osbourne saw it. Obviously, she saw it go viral. And she put, "You disrespectable dirtbag. Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father in his home." I totally agree with her. It shouldn't have been said. It shouldn't have been brought up. You don't bring anything like that up when it's just so too soon. And you're not running it by the family either. Apparently, the WWE are really embarrassed with the situation, and it looks like they're going to do a public apology rather than handling it behind the scenes. They shouldn't have done that. It's poor to do that. That's poor taste. And as someone that, as someone that's in their Hall of Fame, you can say that's how they treat the Hall of Fame. It's probably true, but come on now. Is there anything else to go through? Obviously, we saw a debut in AEW this weekend, or this last week, which was Isla Dawn made her AEW debut. Don't know whether she is fully all elite. I've not seen anything to say she is, but she made her debut in AEW. Went down well. Obviously, she was in England anyway, so it went down well with the English fans. I'm not going to go into Psycho Stu's and Raja, however his name, Raja's stuff, because it's wrong in all sense of the word. People defending Raja is sick in the head. The guy knocked him out and then carried on punching him 21 times before he was literally unconscious, and like carried on when he was unconscious. It's just wrong. He should be locked up for it. It's literally like, don't do shit like that. And they have WWE have cut ties with it because it was an ID school. So the WWE have cut ties with Knox Pro Wrestling. Apparently, also the owner of Knox Pro has told wrestlers not to cooperate with police. That's all that needs to be said in that. And the last thing I just want to touch on before we get to Clash is AEW and Tony Khan. Now, if I have a TV show and I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to find the actual thing I'm talking about. Yeah, there it is. If I have a TV show and I'm creating a TV show, the one thing I'm looking at is viewers. Why would you not? AEW, as we know, have dropped well past where they should be in terms of being a company set up for 6 years. And people can come at me saying they've only been going for 6-7 years, whatever it is. True. But if you're claiming to be the best wrestling company around, your views don't say that. They don't. You're not beating NXT and cable. And if people don't believe me, I can send the website, put it in the comment section because it's on there. On Max Views, there was rumours that they were getting 500k, which obviously put Max and cable together, it's over $1 million. I think that's very poor from a standard that they've set themselves. AEW set themselves as being the best wrestling company around. We have the best wrestlers. It's where the best wrestle. We put on the greatest events. And I'm not knocking the events they do because I've said it several times. The pay-per-views 9 times out of 10 slap. But what Tony Khan says, I don't believe for one instant. So, speaking during the post AEW Forbidden Door Media Scrum, Tony Khan was asked if AEW is hitting the million mark between cable and Max with live and same day views. Khan admitted he wasn't sure. How do you not know what you're not doing? If I have a TV show and I'm producing that TV show, I am asking for figures when they come out from both cable and streaming. So I can go, right, okay, well, we're not beating their third development brand, because people like to call it, when people go on about how good NXT is, but then call it, well, it's a development brand, but then compare it to AEW, well, it's a WWE brand. Well, make your mind up. It is a WWE brand, it is a developmental brand. But it's like you're changing the story, you're changing the narrative. So now our report suggests that they might be, he didn't have the exact numbers. What he did know is that AEW ranks as one of the top sports shows. He compared AEW's performance on Max to NHL. I don't know how popular hockey is in the US. I know obviously American football, but I don't know how popular NHL is. Knowing that AEW likely has a strong chance of being a major presence in the sports tab on HBO Max. Khan also mentioned that there will be more opportunities to build relationships with HBO Max in the future. However, he stated that he doesn't have nearly the same amount of detailed data from Max as he gets from TBS, and if he did, he'd be analysing it thoroughly. Don't believe it 1 second. You have a TV show. You have 2 TV shows a week. How are you not looking what your show's doing? How do you not? I don't get it. It amazes me. It blows my mind. Obviously, he also said, I don't know. According to a report I saw, we may be, but I don't know. All I know is that we are one of the top sports shows. I don't know what the NBA viewership is. I don't know what the NHL viewership is. I could compare regular streaming NHL to AEW. I see AEW probably has a good chance of being a very strong league in the sports tab. There are going to be more opportunities to build relationships, but I honestly can't say exactly. I don't have remotely not even 1% of the amount of data that I get on the TBS show. If they gave it to me, I'd be breaking it down. I don't believe it for a second. You have a TV show on a streaming platform. WWE, I don't know WWE, I'm just guessing, because the people that run it will be looking at figures on Netflix and going, right, okay, well, this Raw didn't do very well, that Raw didn't do very well, that SmackDown over in outside the North America didn't do very well. There is no way Tony Khan's going, oh, well, we haven't got data, so we'll just say we're doing well. I can't see it. Now, he could be hitting over $1 million, and he's just saying that, and you know what, if he is, fair play. But you're still not... What's the word? You're still not hitting any... On cable, you're not hitting NXT. You weren't before you went to streaming services. So it's not because people are watching streaming services instead. Because it's not. It's people are just not watching. I'll say it and I'll say it to the dogs come home. I just feel the stories in AEW aren't great. Nothing hooks me in. This is just my opinion, obviously, but nothing hooks me in AEW. Swerve, what Swerve and MJF are probably doing, it probably hooks me in. Women's wise, if you ask me to say who I care about in the women's roster, Toni Storm. That's probably it. If Mercedes Moné left AEW and went to whatever company, I wouldn't care. I just wouldn't. I get asked this question a lot? Would I care if Mercedes came back to WWE? I feel like she's a WWE wrestler anyway. I wasn't Sasha Banks' biggest fan anyway. I was more of a Bayley and Charlotte Flair fan. So I think it'd be cool, but I also wouldn't be jumping off my chair going, yay, she's back. Because she'll get an immediate title opportunity, probably win the title. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Clash in Paris is this weekend. We are going live, me and Ted, from about 10 to 7 on TikTok. So come join us, Wrestling Fellas. The card's not great. I'm not looking forward to it at all. And Becky Lynch defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Nikki Bella. Roman Reigns is facing Bronson Reed. Sheamus is against Rusev in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Seth, Punk, Jay, and LA Knight in a fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. And John Cena versus Logan Paul. If I'm being perfectly honest, the card's shit. There's only two things pulling me in, and that's Roman. And then the fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight title. Roman, just the aura, mate. You saw it in England. Birmingham on Monday. He came out and he just didn't say anything for fucking ages because of the way the crowd was. Roman has aura, and if you don't think Roman has more aura than half the fucking 90% of the roster, you're fucking stupid, because he does. As this is an argument, there's a discussion for another day, but I said it when Roman lost the title that we're going to miss Roman being on TV or being a champion. Because let's face it, we were watching every pay-per-view hoping that Roman Reigns, well, I wasn't, but people were hoping Roman Reigns was losing the title, whether it's Sami Zayn, whether it's Kevin Owens, whether it's Logan Paul, whether it's LA Knight, whether it's Randy Orton, whether it's John Cena, whether it's Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. It doesn't matter who it was, you were tuning in to see if he lost that title. And now, it clearly looks like Cody Rhodes gets booed a lot now. Seth's vision thing's got boring. It's starting to lose its legs. Sheamus Rusev, do we really need to see the 19th Sheamus versus Rusev match? No. Seeing a Logan Paul, it's the first time. I'm not really. Is it first time? Well, no, they had a tag match at Money in the Bank. I could take it or leave it. Becky and Nikki, I think that's just been put on because the Women's World Title match has took a backseat. Yeah. I'm not too excited for it, but hey ho, it is what it is. But guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this won't be forever. It'll just be for the next few weeks, just till John gets his back on his feet and feels a bit better about himself, and he feels like he can come and do it. If not, and it is this going forward, we'll mix it up and we'll get other people on. We'll get some mods on, and we'll have a chat about what they think about the current wrestling outlook and what they feel like needs to happen. We might come up with some new concepts. But yeah, as always, like, share, subscribe, hit that follow button on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X. I will see you on Sunday on TikTok for Clash in Paris at 7 o'clock UK time. Peace.